Hello, book buddies. Welcome to another episode of Reading on the Rocks. In this episode, we're reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart. But before we get into the book, let's talk about our beverages. Oh, Kelsey's got the physical book. I'm just in the process of moving. I only have my Kindle. Lame. But let's talk about our beverages. I have another cider.
Just into cider these days, huh?
Yeah.
That was the quickest. Okay, here's the thing. I'm obviously not in my own physical house because I'm in the process of moving. So I'm in my in-laws' house right now in Minnesota. And I know my husband purchased these. I don't know what else my husband has purchased, but I know these were purchased by us. So I don't want to drink other people's alcohol without explicit consent. Because that's rude.
So those are fair
job.
Yes. Kelsey, what are you drinking?
I'm going simple this time. It's just a white rum and Sprite.
Nice. I've got a nice large glass of Chardonnay this evening.
Oh.
I'm here for it. You're winding it up.
Yeah, Quicksilver. Callie Hart brings out the wino in me, apparently.
So we can expect wine again next week, or?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how well this goes. I also used the rest of the bottle, so.
Gonna need more.
Yeah, hence why it's so large. I couldn't just, leave that much in the bottle. You can't do that.
No.
You gotta polish her off.
That offends all winos.
Shout out, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
Shout out to Carrie.
Shout out, Carrie.
Okay. So we read chapters 1 through 22 of Quicksilver. First thoughts, I'm in love. I am here for these characters. Kelsey, how are you feeling?
I'm pretty close with that. I mean, I definitely want to keep reading, right away. I do have some problems with it, which we can get into in a bit, but I definitely want to keep going. And is it more Fae romantasy? Yes, it is. Am I here for it? Yes, I am. So,
Morgan, how are you feeling?
I'm with you guys. Going into it, I definitely thought 5-star potential. Halfway through, we're actually a little over the halfway mark now. I'm not sure if it's 5-star just because there's a couple of hang-ups. It's not changed my life status. But, I mean, I super love it. Little badass FMC.
Yes.
yeah.
And we're almost 60% of the way through, according to my Kindle. So we're in the nitty-gritty now.
We're well on our way. Yeah,
I think what I really like about it is that Kingfisher gives no fucks. He's no fuck is given in Kingfisher's world. He is sassy, and it is true grumpy. There is no sunshine. There is grumpy and there's grumpy, and they're going head to head.
Definitely grumpy. Should we do a recap of what has happened-ish?
Yeah. So much I feel like has happened in her little world, but also at the same time nothing at all.
That. Do you guys say how are you saying her name? Saris?
There's a
according to Audible.
Oh, is there?
I
didn't look at that.
Yeah.
I started the first Saris.
Saris?
Yeah.
That was close.
I read the first 12 chapters via Audible because we drove to Minnesota. So I know how to pronounce all the names. And Renfus is Scottish in the Audible guide. He sounds very Scottish, and I'm here for it.
Fun.
Now I just imagine him in a kilt, living his best Scottish life.
I love Renfus.
Me too. Me too. Okay.
So what happens here, Chandler?
Oh, shit. Saris gets herself with some hot water in the realm that she lives in. And by hot water, I mean she gets captured by the queen and almost dies. The only thing that saves her life is basically like pulling in, like, you know, what's the king
Sword
with the
in the
knife and the
stone.
rock? Sword in the
King
stone.
Arthur.
Yeah. King Arthur. She's pulling some King Arthur shit, and she's pulling the sword out of this thing they call it Quicksilver. And apparently she has some fae in her, and she can activate it. And then as she activates this Quicksilver by pulling the sword out, she kills the guy who's trying to kill her. Love that for her. And Kingfisher comes in and saves the day and takes her to his realm while she's bleeding out, and as he so beautifully put it, her wearing her intestines and blood. Yep. That was an interesting part to listen to in the car with my 8-month-old. I was like, oh, maybe I should be listening to this while we drive. And then she goes to his realm, Kingfisher's realm, and gets healed. And they say, okay, now you have to work for us, and we're not taking you back home. And she gets sick of it. She makes best buddies with a fox she calls Onyx, which I thought was very poetic, considering the last book we did was Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
And she names the book Onyx. And then as she'd learned how to activate the Quicksilver, and she's learned where to go. So how to go somewhere and using the Quicksilver. So she's like, fuck all these people. I'm going home to see my brother and make sure he's alive. And Kingfisher stops her. Apparently he stopped her from killing herself. And he's like, I'm going to go back and get your brother for you, and you're going to stay here, and then we're going to go to my home, pretty much. Actually, he doesn't tell her any of that. He just says he's going to try and go get her brother, and she has to follow his every command afterwards. And by try and go get her brother, she means come back with an old hookup. So now she's stuck with her old hookup, this guy she's attracted to in a realm she doesn't know, trying to figure out things about her life.
Pretty much.
And that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah, and so she is basically stuck in this other realm until she creates all of these relics, because the only way to travel through the Quicksilver without losing your mind is to wear these relics, but no one knows how it's done because all of these alchemists are basically gone, and she's supposedly an alchemist now. So she's got to figure it out and then make 1,800 relics for Kingfisher before she can go home. Than that. Like a lot, yeah.
She said, let's see, there was 1,800 rings in that one container.
Oh, and there was like
one chest.
A bunch of containers.
There was 8 other chests.
Yeah. So
she needs to make 14,400 relics.
Oh my god.
And she hasn't even figured out how to do it yet. So there's that. And then really the only thing that ends, so we ended right at when they hooked up. They did in fact hook up at 55%.
They moved furniture, come on.
Yeah, they moved furniture.
And that's loved that
basically
part.
what happened.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
We should probably mention that the deal that they made.
Oh yeah.
That she was aware of. This is like the first Fae book that I've read where that's like an actual aspect of it, because they always like hint at it, like in ACOTAR they said, well, that's not true, but she made like a blood oath with Kingfisher that said, okay, well, I'm gonna go try to get your brother, and you have to
follow my every command until
behave and follow my orders. And she's like, yeah, whatever, go. And she kind of didn't understand what she was getting into, and the blood oath was all binding, and so now she has like you can just fucking order her around to go do things.
Yeah, but she has like no bodily autonomy when he commands her to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And they can't lie.
Yeah, the Fae can't lie.
I
was
like
gonna
that
bring
a
that
lot.
up too.
That's fun. It's
so
like
they're very like
every time he talks.
Yeah. They're very like
Mhm.
weary of what they say directly.
Very literal.
Yeah. So anyway, theories?
I have
I have many. I mean, not many. I have like 2.
Okay.
I think that she's the lost heir. 1.
Yes.
I feel like it's obvious. And I
Mhm.
think that they're fated mates. Also, I feel like it's obvious.
Those were my exact theories also.
I feel like both are pretty obvious. They talk about having a
Yes,
connection that's big and they don't
He,
know
like,
what's
called
going
her a
on.
witch at one point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah.
And that he can smell her from far away, which, by the way, was super creepy. That he could smell her on Carrion from 3 months ago or whatever it was. It's gross. Yucky.
Use some soap,
Anyway,
Carrion.
yeah. So I feel like that's a fated mates thing that's going on here. But obviously she doesn't know because she doesn't even realize how much Fae she is. But I think she must be.
She doesn't even realize
There.
she's Fae, I don't think, right now.
Yeah, she just, well, I mean, they said in front of her that she must have a drop of Fae blood, but it's inconsequential or something. But I think she's more than that, yeah.
I agree with those theories 100%, but that is not the theory that is living rent-free in my mind.
What do you got?
Continue.
I think about this theory all the time. Okay. So, and I thought it was going to come to fruition when he went to go get her brother, and I'm so pissed it didn't. But my theory is that, so remember when they're talking about Kingfisher's history, like with his dad, and that his dad went to Zelfarin and like got stuck there pretty much because then the Quicksilver quit working and they assume he is dead. I think that's not accurate. I think his dad is alive, and I think his dad is Leroy, the forager that she was an apprentice for.
Elroy?
Because
Elroy.
I was like, who the hell is Leroy?
Elroy.
Leroy, same thing.
That'd be crazy.
They said his name. I heard him say, like, Lane said his name, his dad's name, and I was like, if you pronounce it just a little bit differently, that sounds like Elroy.
That's hilarious. That would be hilarious because when Kingfisher was going to go get her brother, she wanted him to get Elroy, and he was like, who the fuck is Elroy?
Yes. I was like,
He's like, no, I'm not
bring back
one.
2. I was like, bring back 2. Come on, do it. Bring back 2.
Yeah.
And then it
That'd
didn't
be
happen.
I'm into that theory because she has, like, he trained her and he has such a unique and elaborate and advanced fighting style, like that it kind of, that's the whole, from like the first fucking page, I thought she was Fae because of her fighting style. So that would make sense.
Yeah.
And they're not.
That would be crazy. But also Elroy was like in love with her mom. I feel like we're getting really close on like this Mortal Instruments could be connected.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
But here's my thing. Even though Elroy was really like in love with her mom, I think it was Kingfisher's like fucking 1,800 years old.
Yeah.
His dad left when he was 10. That was 1,790 years ago.
Yeah.
That's some time to fall in love with someone else.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. But we were like so close because like when he brought back Carrion too, and he originally said, I smelt your blood on him, I was like, oh my god, is she related to this dude that she already slept with?
I was like, no way she's doing this.
So did I. I was like,
I was so scared that was gonna happen, and now it's like closer with Elroy. I'm like, okay, so he was in love with her mom. Where's her dad in this
remember,
situation?
her dad is dead. Remember, her dad is dead.
But is he?
You're getting a little close here. I'm just saying we're getting a little close on a siblings thing, and I don't need another Cassandra Clare in my life, okay?
That's what
She
I
said-
thought too.
She said, oh God, I remember listening to it. I think it was she watched her dad die, and then several years later, I can't remember how old she was, but then several years later, she watched her mom die in the street because of those guardians.
Yeah. That would be wild.
I really think
I kind of like it though.
I kinda like
Roy
it,
is
too.
his father.
I kind of like
They're
it.
getting a little close to some sibling shit. Though.
Yeah, I don't like it.
They're just
That's what I
living
thought too
furniture, guys.
When he brought back, because I could tell that he wasn't going to bring back Hayden. I knew that from the moment he went into the portal. I'm like, this guy's going to bring back, and I started getting a little worried there too.
Yeah,
She's
that Carrion
messing
was
around
her
with Cullen
brother.
or something.
That'd be terrible. Yeah, I was very worried about that.
But it's
I do
okay.
have to say, I love how the green-eyed monster comes out in Kingfisher, and he's like not willing to call it the green-eyed monster, and he's so jealous, and he's like, don't share food with him. You've had relations, do not share food with him.
Yeah, he's like, you can share food with Ren, you can share food with the other dude that you just met, but you can't share food with him.
Not allowed.
While he's literally about to get his head cut off by some other chick. It's like, nope, I only care about you sharing food with him.
That was wild.
Yeah.
How she broke up that sword, I was like, damn, okay.
I feel like Kingfisher has to know what like this feeling is or whatever, the mate's feeling that he's got going on, but he's just like,
oh yeah, he's
nope,
for sure
that's
gonna
not
fuck
happening.
it up. No, he's for sure gonna fuck it up because he knows exactly what's going on. He knows they're fated mates, and he's not gonna share that with her, and he's gonna fuck it up, and she's gonna fall in love with him, and then he's gonna be like, oh, guess what? Bomb drop. See? Bomb drop. They're fated mates, and
This is another ACOTAR situation.
And she's gonna be pissed.
Yet another ACOTAR situation. Hopefully she doesn't lock herself away and paint a cabin for a week.
Paint an ancient cabinet. Have you seen all those? Oh, I just love ACOTAR memes. Have you seen all the memes of her painting and they're all like shitty painting?
Yes. I honestly love that. I love that. Let's make it canon. She's just a horrible painter. So
I love imagining that she's just a bad painter.
yes, because like when you reread it and like they come in, they're like, oh.
Oh. Are those eyes?
Yeah.
Those are our eyes? Like,
Oh,
I think
that's
it's
my
perfect.
wings?
yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. But yeah, it definitely has the same feel. Pretty much. I mean,
okay,
it works.
I hadn't finished our reading for the day. And have you guys seen that the book 2, I think this is going to be a duology.
Yeah.
Because when I
it
look
better
on
be.
Amazon, it says one of 2. And usually if it's a series, it'll say, you know, it won't even say one of 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Brimstone is going to be the second book. It's already up for pre-order. If I had a physical address, I would have already pre-ordered it right now. And I read and she released a clip via like an Audible. She had somebody who played Kingfisher on Audible do a blurb for Brimstone.
Ooh.
It's a pretty good blurb. It leads me to believe that they do end up together at the end of this book. And some shit happens.
I think Malcolm gets her.
Yeah. Something
I don't think
happens.
Something
do you have
happens,
some,
but
like,
I don't think Malcolm
spoilers
sees her.
You what?
No. I've skipped every single, because I knew I wanted to read this, so I've skipped every single Quicksilver TikTok I've seen. I'm like, they're like talking about it. I'm like, oh, skip. Anyways,
It was like I was dodging bullets with Onyx Storm. Another off topic, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Malcolm gets her. I think Malcolm does something weird and spooky.
oh, I'm not
Yeah.
saying Malcolm doesn't. I'm just saying I don't think he kidnaps her.
What do you think? How does this evolve then?
I
You think he
think
just takes down the army? Something happens because they have a
something happens, but based on the blurb, they are together at the end. From the blurb that I heard,
okay.
they are together at the end of the story.
You got a
They
spoiler.
have to be in some way or form.
I believe that.
Nothing
There's
happens
still
in the
time
blurb.
for him.
Okay.
But he was
I
talking
believe that.
But he was like in the blurb. He like says she is the most magnificent thing I've ever seen, and her ability parallels everything. Like basically, she's fucking
Her
amazing.
ability. So she comes into this magic.
She
that
has to.
Yeah.
She
More.
has to.
She's more magnificent than everyone thinks she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
wanna
will say
know how they're gonna react to each other after they moved furniture.
I feel like we've already
But he just
basically
like kind
seen
of
it. He just walked away.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
just
he was
like,
got
stay
dressed
here.
and
yourself up.
left.
No, but I want to see the morning after. I want to see the morning after when he goes back to get her to bring her to the war camp. What does he say? What does he do? Is Carrion still alive? Because Carrion is still at this war camp.
Yeah. I love Carrion, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's
Same.
I like him too. He's a funny
Honestly,
dude.
so they brought Carrion back. That was another near miss. Thought we were gonna have a love triangle here. That would have been bad. I don't like that situation. But I do love Carrion. And I love Ren too. If Ren didn't already have a little thing with Lane at the beginning, I'd feel like this is like a why choose situation about to happen.
Facts.
Yeah. I love Ren.
I love
Same.
Ren too.
I wouldn't be mad at a spinoff with him
Me either.
already. We're
No,
not even
for
done with
sure.
this book yet.
We're
But I
not
love
even
him.
done.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I love him too. Let's see. Any other character things?
Of Ren and Lane's story.
Me too.
And I feel like if we found more of Ren and Lane, we'd get more of Lane's side of everything that happened with Kingfisher, and I would love that.
Yeah, there's a lot that we don't know. Because we also found out that Kingfisher is under a blood oath as well with Malcolm. He physically can't say where he was when he was gone for, how long was he gone for? Like 100 years?
I think.
110 years.
110 years, yeah.
So he literally can't say where he was, but Malcolm obviously knows him. And so we got a lot that we need to learn.
Yeah. Because you said that
sure.
he talked to him a week ago. So they're...
Yeah.
I wonder if he's like a spy on the inside, kind of like feeding information to Malcolm or something. He has no choice but to do it because he has to be giving some kind of information, but he wouldn't do it. I don't know.
I hope he didn't get tricked into that.
Yeah, there must be like a blood oath situation happening here.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be bad.
The vampires thing was kind of weird.
Yeah,
I didn't see the vampires.
It's like a fae with vampires.
Yeah, they're like one.
Yeah,
They were
they're
They
merged.
turned into vampires and then
cured.
they turned back into fae.
The Fae were vampires,
Yeah.
and they were cured of their vampirism. Less Vampire
But some
Diaries
people-
cure
yeah.
going on.
Some
Yeah,
people
and
didn't
Some people
That's another
do
thing.
the cure.
take the cure.
Right. There's something weird with Kingfisher in regards to the vampire.
Oh, yeah.
tentacles.
Because he
Yeah.
took her blood on accident.
Yeah, he took a bite.
Took a little nibble.
He did.
He did.
Something's funny, man. I don't know. I don't even know like what else to. Like, I just have more questions than answers at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, so I like, I like this FMC more than some, like, naive character or something like that. She's, like, 24, but I do think she still has her, like, moments of stereotypical romantasy naive chick. Because the
You're
blood
like, oh,
oath, I feel like that was, like, as soon as I read or, like, saw how he worded that, I was like, girl,
You're fucked.
you have to do everything he says, girl. Don't do that.
Like, haven't you ever read a romantasy before?
Yeah, jeez.
You should know
No, she
this.
hasn't. She can barely drink water.
She could barely drink water. That's true. But also, I feel like she was such a badass, like at the very beginning, because there was that big fight scene with all of the guards, and she killed like 3 of them. It was such a great moment, and then we barely see any other kind of like super badass moment for a really long time.
Yeah, and she just kind of like her own ignorance of the Fae realm just kind of bites her in the ass a couple times, which I mean, there's nothing you can really. I mean, you can't expect her to go into this and know everything there is to know about these Fae creatures, but it's still like girl, like use your context clues here.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, because she kind of goes from like badass to then like fuck all you guys. I don't want to learn anything. I'm just trying to go back to where I'm from so I can help my brother, who's a fucking idiot anyway. So
God, I love that character too.
Hayden's a dumb character, and nobody can change my mind about him.
Yeah,
Hayden is straight up an idiot.
Hayden's a liability.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I heard the way it's written though, beautiful. Callie Hart's writing.
Yeah,
I do like the writing.
Amazing. Like the description, all of it. Since I've done both audio and I struggle with audiobooks. Like I always kind of like have to be a book that I've read before so I know what's happening to really get into the audiobook. But this has been a no issue for me. Like listening to it from chapter 1 and the description, the way she writes sucks you in both audio format and book format.
Yeah. It's definitely like descriptive, but like simplistic, so that you can you can very easily get into this for sure.
Yeah,
and I know. Yeah,
it says she's a USA Today best-selling author. So like, what else has she written? Because I need to know.
I feel like this might be her.
Is it her?
I'm looking her up.
I mean, I think she has other. Like romance. I think she's a romance writer. Like, Rebecca.
She's definitely got some romance books.
Callie Hart.
They look a little bit dark romance.
You might. I mean, that makes sense for Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. He's pretty mean, and I like a mean man, but he gets like early on, he just straight up calls her a needy little bitch in heat.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't enjoy that at all.
Yeah.
But
it went from a possible 5-star read to maybe 4.5.
Maybe
I heard that.
Comment. I was like, oh
yeah, I didn't like that.
I heard that, and I was like, oh, hold up. Did he say what I thought he said? And I backpedaled.
Yeah.
And I was like, back. And then I heard it again, and I went, oh, he did.
Yep.
Oh, he went there.
He called her that multiple times. So,
which I mean, like, if you're trying to hurt someone's feelings, I guess
that's the way to do it.
Yeah. But there's some like remember when we were reading Hollow Heathens, and it was just like, he's just like kind of a bully. Like, he's not, it kind of approached, you're being a bully and this isn't fun for me anymore.
Yeah.
That status. But I mean, now that, I don't know, I go back and forth.
I go back and forth too.
It's fun now.
Yeah. He said it for a specific purpose. And Kingfisher doesn't say shit. Like, as we've discussed, the Fae say things because they can't lie. They say things very literal sense. I firmly believe he said it for a very specific purpose. While I fucking hated it, I firmly believe there was a very, very specific purpose for saying it.
Yeah, it was to get a reaction out of her at the time.
Yeah,
there was a reason he did it, but still, I could see how Callie Hart is like a dark romance writer.
Yeah. From what I could tell,
he also chokes.
Writing is dark romance, and then this might be Oh yeah, author of dark and contemporary.
Yeah.
I think this might be her first fantasy one.
I think so. Based on what I saw when I Google searched her just now, it looked like it was her first fantasy one.
Man, look at these authors coming out First Yaros, now Callie Hart
Yeah.
entering the
Yeah.
fantasy world.
I mean, I'll take it.
They're crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun time.
I'm here for it. But
I mean, we just kind of talked about icks anyway. But you guys have any other icks?
I don't.
Not really. Just the bully thing and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
how she's like kind of annoyingly ignorant on occasion.
Yeah. On occasion.
But it's not like big. It's not like big shit. Like it's like, oh, that was annoying. Okay, anyway. And then
I do
keep
kind
reading.
of
But she's
find, like-
trying to learn from it.
She is. I do kind of find her just adverse to be adverse kind of annoying. Like she just wants to say no because she wants to say no. She just wants to get a reaction. I find that annoying, but that's because I not hate. I dislike girls like that.
Yeah.
Like why? You're just being a bitch at this point. So
I'm a girl like that, so I get it. That's who I am. That's the core.
yes, but you're not a bitch to me, so it's okay.
You're not a bitch to be a
Other
bitch
people.
to Kelsey.
Not to you guys.
Just to Chris.
Right. Chris.
Yeah. He deserves it though.
As somebody who grew up with
Deserve
him, facts.
Yeah, he does deserve it.
I told him to eat crayons yesterday.
True story.
I'm
Why?
proud of that one.
Because he was being mean.
Yeah, he was being a bully. So,
When isn't Chris being a bully? It's Christopher.
I don't
but
know.
anyway. Do we have any quotes for this one?
I don't have a quote.
I mean, I
I
just
don't
looked
have
up
a
one.
quote.
I looked up one just to like see the one where he said that he could find her anywhere, and then I realized he was talking about her smell, and I was like, that's kind of creepy, so I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. Let's get that one.
Just forget it.
I don't. It's kind of a quote. It's kind of not. But my favorite, it was like a favorite moment, was when they're in the forge, and she sees a fox for the first time in her life. And Kingfisher's like, and she's going up to it, and Kingfisher's like, it's gonna bite you. And she's it's not going to bite. And then it bites her, and she's like, help me. And he's like, this is some natural consequences, and I'm gonna let this play out.
Yeah.
And then she got a pet out of it.
Yeah, I laughed with that one. That one was funny. And I really enjoyed the bad human. That one.
Yes. Bad human was pretty good.
When she fucking uppercuts him. Hilarious.
So good.
Yeah.
That was a good part.
I did enjoy
But
that.
I don't really have a quote either. There's nothing that was I just that scene was fun. But,
Yeah.
do you have anything else?
No, not really. Not any other scenes. Though I do want to see more of Carrion. I want to see like where he's going, what he's doing, who he's trying to
Yeah,
sleep
what's
with.
his plan here?
Yeah, because he
The
obviously
water
has a
sprites who
plan.
washed him.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, he's got to have like a plan. He's a sneaky guy.
I guarantee you he has some kind of larger role at the end of this in the second half.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
he's not sharing with anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just
Wanna
going to
see him.
let Saris and Kingfisher and Ren all believe that he just is going to whore around until they can get back home. But he's got a plan.
Yeah, I mean, because he did that at the beginning. He just like was trying to talk to her about him liking her or whatever. But obviously, he had other reasons for doing what he did and all this stuff. So I feel like he's just. I just want to know more. He's
a sneaky
hilarious, though.
bastard.
Did you guys like
I love
the
him.
quiche scene? That was funny
Yes,
to me.
yes, the quiche
Like,
scene
just
was great.
silently hands her the quiche.
Just quiche back and forth.
Yeah.
And they've never even heard of quiche. They're like, here's this cake.
They're like,
Let's
it's
just
good.
share this cake.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that was pretty.
I like
that
it.
was
I
pretty
like
good.
it a lot so far.
Me too.
Yeah,
But-
I'm definitely immediately going to read more.
Yep, I'm
Yes.
reading a couple more chapters tonight, at least.
I might finish
Chandler's gonna finish it.
Chandler, probably. How fast you are.
it. Oh, well, okay, but here's the thing. if I was single parenting, I would finish it. I wouldn't finish it. But Caleb's on leave. So I just say, so he gets up with Carter in the morning, and I'm like, I'm going to read until I can't keep my eyes open and sleep in because you're on leave and you're getting up with the kid.
Yeah, last night I read until like midnight, but I still have to get up and work, so it's boring.
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Sucks.
This podcast is my job.
Nice. We had a snow day today, so I got to call out. I didn't even call out. They canceled. So I got to read all day also.
I love that.
But yeah, I do get to read all night tonight, so let's do it.
That's all I have. Do you guys have anything else?
I don't think so.
No.
And ending.
Yeah,
so for next episode, we're gonna read the rest of this book. So chapter 23 to the end. Pretty excited about it. Woo-hoo! And we'll see you guys next week.
Woo-hoo!
Bye.
Bye.